Hello and welcome to a session I'm calling a Side of Pilates. This is because we will be doing a Pilates sequence on our side body. We'll begin with a side lying leg series sequence. Flexing the foot, let's bring it forward 2 times, point the toes, let's sweep it back 2 times. Inhale, forward, and exhale, back and back. Bottom leg is also straight. Foot is flexed. Keep the upper body nice and still. Moving into bicycle leg, bend and stretch the leg forward, sweep it back. Bend and stretch the leg forward, sweep it back. Let's reverse the direction, flexing the foot, creating a big range of motion, sweeping further forward and further back. Keep the leg behind you now. Tilt the heel up higher to the sky and let's pulse it up and down 8 times. Keep it high, bend the knee as it nose dives down towards the bottom knee, and inhale, lengthen back up again. Bend and stretch. Internal rotation. Bending both knees, pop the feet up and glue the inner edge of the feet together as we clamshell the legs open and close. The top leg open and close. Feet stay high, hips stay stacked. Now lengthen both legs, external rotation. Let's do a big controlled kick to the sky, lowering down. Exhale, kick up. Inhale, lengthen down. Keep that going. Parallel legs, keep the top leg a little higher than the hip as the bottom leg lifts up. Exhale, lifting up using that inner thigh of the bottom leg. Glue legs together and lift both legs up and down a few inches away from the floor. Side body work. Try floating that top arm and keeping the legs floating, maybe little pulsing motion in the legs. Stacking the legs in a side-lying tabletop position, drop the head down, stack shoulders, reach arms so palms are connected. Inhale, open up, reaching away, T-shape arms, and exhale, bring it back, closing the palms together. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it back. Coming all the way up to sitting. One leg folded forward, the other leg to the side and back. Mermaid exercise next. Coming up and over the legs and then sweeping, reaching away from the legs. Coming up and over, dropping down to the elbow and reaching away. Side body bending and stretching. Lean a little bit farther back. Open the chest, look up to the sky if you can. And this last one, let's windmill the arms. So both palms down to the ground, maybe elbows drop. Rest the forehead for a moment, then bring it back in, pressing down with that palm as the other arm sweeps up and overhead, lifting hips up and away from the ground, pressing forward into those hip flexors, lifting up, stretching and reaching overhead. Look to the sky. Let the head fall back and the arms slow motion circle down. Coming down onto that bottom elbow, stack the legs, reach the knees long, fold the feet behind you, and let's lift the hips away from the ground. So work in the shoulder, work in the side body, in that low back QL area. Stretch the top arm up to the sky and lift the hips a little higher, maybe looking up to the ceiling. Extend the top leg and arm and exhale, bring them towards each other. Inhale to reach away from each other. Exhale in, inhale out. Hips stay high, bottom side of the body arcing away from the ground. Now bring that hand behind the head and pulse the hips up and up. And exhale, looking to the sky a little higher. Lowering down. Moving into our side plank. Squeeze the legs together as we lift the hips up and away from the ground, sweeping that top arm up and overhead. Shoulder is stacked on top of the wrist at the top of the move. Exhale, legs squeeze in. Inhale, control it down. We'll go for about 5 of these. Stay at the top, and let's move into our twist. Sweep the arm underneath and open it up. Pike the hips a little higher as we sweep arm underneath and open it up. You can do it. And slowly lower that bottom knee. Coming into a higher kneeling position, stretch the arms open to a T shape and drop one hand down, and let's repeat that arm and leg choreography. Exhale, coming into each other. Inhale, reaching away. Abductor, side body work. Now keep the arm lifted and that leg is pulsing up 8 times. You can bring the hand to the back of the head, chest open. Let's flex the foot as we bend and stretch. Inhale, bend, exhale, stretch. Keep the leg nice and high. Pull those abdominals in. And now point the toes, reach the leg long, and let's circle that leg. 4 or 5 times one direction and reverse the direction. Woo! Drop the leg, reach the arm, stretch it out, breathe it in. Looking down and up. Slowly lower down. Coming into a lower kneeling position, shake out those hands and wrists for a moment, and some sweeping arm moves, just to let go of any tension in the shoulders. And let's come to side number 2. Dropping down to the elbow, extend both legs long, prop the head up on the bottom hand, flex the feet, lift the top leg, same height as the top hip, and bring it forward, pulse, pulse, point the toes, bring it back, back. Flex, flex, forward, point, point, back. Flex, flex, forward, point, point, back. Go for about 8, 9, or maybe 10 of these. Both legs long and strong. Hips and shoulders stacked. Moving into bicycle, bend and extend the leg forward. Straight long leg sweeps back. And flex the foot, reverse the direction. Keep the leg behind you now for little pulses with an internal rotation. Longer and longer. And now bend the knee and extend the leg. Bend and extend. Nose dive down and lengthen up and away. Having a little camera difficulty, my battery died, so I had to conclude that second side inside so I could plug in the camera. So picking up where we left off, that top leg, nose diving down and lengthening back up again. And let's drop both knees down and pop both feet up as we clamshell top leg opening and closing. Try to keep those feet still. Inner edges connected. And lengthen both legs for that controlled, externally rotated leg kick up and down. Exhale up and down. Keep reaching and finding length in that leg, in both legs. Upper body staying still. Keep the top leg a little higher than the hip. Use the inner thigh of the bottom leg to lift that leg up to the top, up to the top. Exhale in, exhale. Inner thighs squeeze together as we lift both legs up and down. Side body bending. Recruit those obliques. Lifting up and down. Hips stacked, try to float that top arm away from the ground, maybe placing it behind the head this time as we try little pulses with the legs. That top hip wants to roll back, but your core is going to stay strong. And stack the legs in a side-lying tabletop position. Twist reaching up and away. Open up that top arm. Breathe in and return. Bring the arm back. We'll go for 4 of these. Hips and legs staying stacked. And slowly bring it on back. Coming up, one leg folded in front and the other leg opening to the side and back. We'll come into that mermaid side bending. Coming up and over the legs and then reaching and stretching away from the legs. Coming up and over, looking upwards, and exhale, drop the elbow down and stretch away. Keep the arms active. Reach a little farther away with that bottom elbow. And this time, let's rotate, chest facing down. See if elbows can drop before coming right back up again. And then pressing that palm down to lift that top arm up and overhead. Sweep it up and open it away as you control it back down. Hips move forward as you side bend. Looking up and back. Last one a little bit more slow motion. Pressing down to reach away. Let's come down onto that elbow, shoulder stacked on top. Bend the knees, feet are behind you, and let's lift the hips up and away from the ground. Side body bending, drop the hips, lift the hips. You'll feel work in that stabilizing shoulder. Keep arcing the bottom side away from the ground. Hand can move behind the head for little pulses at the top. Pulse and pulse and pulse. Keep the head in the center of both shoulders and now extend that arm and leg. And exhale, bring them in. Inhale, reach away. Exhale in, inhale out. Try to keep hips lifted. Good, and lowering down. Moving into our side plank. Top foot coming in front of the bottom ankle. And let's scoop up and overhead as we squeeze those legs together. Press down in the bottom arm, nice and strong. Exhale up and over and inhale down. Exhale up and inhale, control it down. Stay up at the top for some twists. Scoop underneath as the hips pike up a little higher. And then open it back up again, looking to the sky. Exhale, twist, and inhale, open. Exhale, twist, hold that balance. Control it on down, dropping bottom knee. Coming up higher into a higher kneeling position. Drop one palm down, other arm to the sky. And let's lift and lower that arm and top leg towards each other and away. Exhale up and inhale, reach away. Hand behind the head as we do little pulses here and move into circles. I think I forgot the bend and stretch. So you can add that one in if you can squeeze it in. And let's stretch it out. Reach that top arm and leg away from each other, looking down and up. Breath into the side body. Length and elongation. Slowly return it back down again. Coming into that low kneeling position, shake it out, let the arms cross in front of each other. Let go of any tension in the wrists and shoulders or low back. And roll the shoulders up, back, around and down. Have a seat, cross-legged sitting position. Just winding down with the breath. Inhale, lift the arms, and exhale, stretch over to the side. Switch sides, reaching up and overhead, letting the arms circle forward to switch sides. Inhale and exhale through the center. And now try reaching the arm back behind you. From the side, it opens back as you switch. From the side, it opens back and behind you. Both arms reach up. Both arms come back down again. Close the eyes, tune in. It wasn't easy. We had to make a few location changes, some tech issues, but we managed to do it. Good job, everybody. Thanks for joining. Until next time.